Okay, we are here with the Soul Finder, Kathy D. Carter. KathyDCarter.com. I like saying that website in the very beginning because I'm just going to tell you this right now. If you don't have 10 to 15 minutes to listen to this whole episode, but you're in front of a computer, I'd go ahead and pause it right now and go to KathyDCarter.com, learn about Kathy, and then come back to this episode and listen after you've learned a little bit more about her. That's the way I would do it, at least. I know about you now.
Right.
So I can just dive right in.
That's right.
One of the previous episodes we recorded. The other thing, too, if you're listening, you don't necessarily need to listen in order.
Right.
And then we do that for a reason. We understand that you don't have time necessarily to listen to binge listen to 2 hours worth of podcasts. So we want you to be able to find the topic you want to find and pick up right from there. One of the episodes we recorded, Kathy, you used the term high performance.
Yes.
I will fully admit I'm a simple mind. Mm-hmm. I'm a man.
Uh-huh.
Those two words, to me, I wrote them down. My eyes lit up.
Right, they did.
Because I want to be high performance. Right. And I don't have a problem admitting that. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a problem saying hey, it's a generic businessman's term.
Yes.
That I think everyone should want to be performing at the highest level they can perform. And that is something that I completely trust you, that you're going to get the most, if people want. Right. You can get the most out of them.
Absolutely. I feel that too.
And it doesn't matter, it may have been the same episode we talked about, and I truly fully believe this, that even if you don't completely buy in, you're going to learn something about yourself talking to Kathy. She is going to make you perform at a higher level, if that's what you want to do, at the very least, because you're going to learn more about yourself, and that's always going to help you.
Right.
So talk to me about maximizing your performance through the healing process.
So a person that is at lower performance usually feels a desire, at least the ones that are wanting to heal. They have an unsettled feeling. They have a desire to change something in their life, whether it's their fear of driving across the bridge, whether it's getting rid of the panic attacks, getting rid of constant anxiety, getting rid of their mind racing with thoughts all the time. These are just some of the simple things that people have the urge and the desire to, I want to change this. I don't want to keep living this way the rest of my life. And if they have any age on them, they're seeing it increase, the anxiety, the panic attacks, or whatever. So I'm able to help a person go back and heal the cause of what's creating the anxiety. And I have to temper that with the statement of the people I work with are generally what I define as warriors. And by that, I mean they are the people that are so fed up with their life that they're willing to do the hard work that's necessary.
It's the willingness.
Yes. There has to be the willingness and the determination, because I can take a person and I can help them change many things. And then we can hit that big roadblock. Oh, no, I'm not touching that. They'll say that. They literally know where we're at. And they say, no, I'm not going back to that. And it is usually a very big event. They may be conscious of it. They may not. But they know that they're going to have to feel more. And they don't want to feel more. And they stop the process at that point until they're ready, maybe later on.
Well, and I'll stop short of saying it's 100% of the people, because I don't believe that there's any absolutes. Mm-hmm. But 99.9%. It takes a very exceptional person to never, ever have a thought of, I'm not satisfied.
Right.
Everyone has, at some point in their life, it may be at a different level, it may last for different lengths of time, but even the most successful, the happiest,
Very true.
There's a point in everyone's life where there's something that they say enough is enough. Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of, are they going to do something about it?
Right. Right. And it's like me and my illness, and you and yours probably. We had been so stubborn, and we had to be laid down by the universe in order to get on the path we should be on. And it was only with my hard-headedness and my determination that I was able to get well. Because if I hadn't had that drive, I would have resigned to the illness and still, to this day, be living the EI illness or the EMF illness and controlling my life by saying, oh, I'm sick. I'd be the victim. Mm-hmm. And I would say, oh, I can't be in here. There's too many microphones. Or I can't come in this building. It has some toxic smell. So I would be controlling my life and still being a victim to my illness. Whereas you and I both went through our illnesses and survived it, and we're moving on to do other things. Does that make sense?
Oh, makes a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a matter of, can people get, like with me, I hate to say it this way because it does sound cocky, but I'm very grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was born with, and I thank the Lord every day that I was born with gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
I was also born with a desire to learn from others.
Mm-hmm.
I was born with sort of an open mind. A lot of people would tell you that I don't have an open mind. Are you laughing at because you don't
Because
think
when
I have
I
an
met
open
you,
mind?
it wasn't so open, but it is really open more now.
It is open. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't let on that it's as open as it really is.
Right.
Because I do truly believe that I can learn from others.
We all can. I learn from everybody I help.
I think it's a lot harder for other people
Mm-hmm.
to open themselves up to understand they can learn from others.
Well, and a lot of that's just because we haven't done it that much.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know it's okay, and they've never been able to come to someone that is non-judgmental of them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't lay out their laundry because they're too concerned about it being judged.
The other thing, and you've talked about this in other episodes, and I'm going to relate it to this, that a lot of our reaction and a lot of our thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
The way you put it, I mean, I think you probably think the vast, vast majority is directed by the world. It's directed by our surroundings on how we react to things. And I feel fortunate that I do my best not to be completely reactive to the world
Mm-hmm.
around me. I'm aware that that's something you have to be intentional about.
Well, yes and no. Because if you have healed a lot of your stored emotion that's in your energy field, you won't be reactive. All the reactive people that flare up at a second's notice, they have been triggered, and then they project that stored emotion, and lots of times they don't even know what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
They're totally out of their head at that point because the stored emotion has an energy of its own, and it has taken over their actions, their thoughts, and everything. So yes, environment plays a huge part because from birth to 7 years old, we form a lot of beliefs, and they're usually unconscious beliefs, but they come from our environment and our surroundings. For example, I had the experience with a client that we were having a lot of trouble on study habits, and she just couldn't get focused, couldn't figure out what was wrong. With more talk, and as a person opens up to me, they have to be able to open up and be honest with me because that's where I get my information. That's where I get my clues how to help.
Let me stop you real quick. Right there. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But in order to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
they've got to be honest with themselves first.
True.
And I think
A lot.
plenty of us are not honest with ourselves.
Very good
There are things that
we hide.
we so do not want to admit that we don't even realize we're not being honest with ourselves. For example, as a man,
Mm-hmm.
and I think women are like this too, to a certain extent. But admitting weakness,
Is wrong.
yeah,
Oh my God, it's wrong.
when the truth of the matter, and it's something that you have to overcome, is that the truth of the matter is admitting weakness takes great strength. Mm-hmm. It's quite the opposite of what you're taught. It's quite the opposite of what the world believes. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Well, and one of the ways I approach that with my clients is I say, I want to get you to the point where you could walk out on the stage in front of the universe, all the people in the universe, and let them know every detail about your history. Mm-hmm. If you can go out and own everything you've done, everything you've said, everything you regret, whatever it is, if you can go out and just put your life out in front of everybody, you're much more at peace. Much more at peace.
That may be, you'll find a different word, the smartest thing I've ever heard you say. And that sounds like an insult. It's not. That what you just said is...
And I tell them
100% correct. And
you've got to be able to do that because it's the only way you can find peace with yourself.
How many people can do that?
Not many.
As you're saying it, I'm trying to think, could I do that?
I know. I think about that myself. Could I? And I think at this point, I probably could.
I think I could too.
I wouldn't like some of the stuff I'd have to tell, but I could do it.
Well, and part of the way that you can get to that point, and I'll equate it to this, on a very once again, I'll take it to the low level. Mm-hmm. That's, I think we're a good team because you're high level,
well,
and I'm very simple.
I don't like to judge, so go ahead.
If you've ever held on to a lie,
you know what it's like, right?
It's painful. Mm-hmm. And then, a lot of times you'll hear people that once they have to let go of a lie, whether it's because they got caught or they just decided I can't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. Once you tell the truth, the weight that is, the burden that is relieved, that's what you just said, on a much, much higher level. Mm-hmm. And once you get to that point where you have absolutely no apprehension, first of all, it makes you a very rare individual.
Right.
But imagine the burden that you're not hiding anything. Mm-hmm. And you are so confident in where you're at that you can share that. And part of the way I think you get there, and this may be part of your process, or it just may be mine, is just admitting.
Yes. Just
admitting and more than that, understanding everyone. There's not one problem that you've had that you're the only one that's had that problem.
Exactly.
There's not one lie that you've told that you're the only one that's ever told that lie. If you're cheating on your spouse, you're not the only one that's ever cheated on your spouse.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So get over yourself and understand that if you're in that room full of people, that hypothetical room full of people, and you bear all, there's not going to be anything you can say that at least one person in that room can't say, yeah, happened to me.
Right, exactly.
And that may help you be able to bear all, hypothetically.
Right.
It may help you be able to deal with your issues knowing that, look, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
No, that's what we have to do, because until you can reach that point, all of that is stored emotion in your energy field that's unhealed. And that's what creates aging process.
I think you can hear it in my voice as we do these episodes. And hopefully you've listened to more than one. If this is the first one you're listening to, I would encourage you to listen to some others. And you can hear it in my voice how by the end of the episode, my energy is higher and I start figuring things out. And I think that that's what you'll get if you talk to Kathy. And I said this in the beginning, at the very least, you're going to find something out about yourself. So go to kathydcarter.com, read her story, read her blog, read the book. But, heck, don't waste any time. Contact her through that website, and you're going to learn more about yourself. There's no doubt about that. And you may learn a whole lot more about yourself. So there, deal with it. We'll talk to you next time.